For years, I limped to the kitchen every single morning. That first step out of bed felt like stepping on a nail, right in the heel. Plantar fasciitis. And like most men, I did what I was told. I bought the expensive shoes, more cushion, more arch support, the $200 orthotics, and it never got better. Then I did the opposite of everything the shoe companies told me, and the pain that had followed me for years was gone in weeks. Today, I'm going to show you what the actual research says about your feet, your shoes, and that morning heel pain, and why the fix is almost the exact opposite of what you've been sold. Stick around because I'll show you the one mistake that sends most men straight into a new injury when they try this. But first, hit subscribe on Masters of Iron and tap the bell. Let's get into it.
First, what's actually happening? The plantar fascia is a thick band of tissue running along the bottom of your foot, from your heel to the base of your toes. It's like a bowstring that supports your arch every time you take a step. When it gets overloaded and irritated, you get that stabbing heel pain, worst first thing in the morning, because the tissue tightened up overnight. Now here's the part nobody selling you shoes wants to say out loud. This became an epidemic in exactly the era when shoes got softer, thicker, and more supportive than ever. That is not a coincidence.
Here's what the science says, and it's not close. A review of more than 150 studies found that prescribing shoes by your arch type, the whole "you need support" pitch, is simply not evidence-based. A Marine Corps study found picking shoes by arch type made almost no difference to injury rates. Motion control shoes reduced pronation by about 2%. 2%. And here's the kicker. Heavily padded shoes showed roughly 12% higher impact at the knees compared to walking barefoot. Now, I want to be fair, because I'm not here to sell you the opposite hype. For specific problems, orthotics and cushioning genuinely help. Custom orthotics cut pain dramatically in people with certain high arch conditions. Support is a tool for a problem. It was never meant to be a permanent crutch for a healthy foot.
Think about what a cast does to your arm. 6 weeks in a cast and the muscle shrinks because it did nothing. A thick, supportive, motion-controlling shoe is a cast for your foot. It does the work your foot's own muscles are supposed to do, so those muscles quietly waste away. And your feet have real muscles, dozens of them. They're called the intrinsic foot muscles, and they're what actually build and hold your arch. Here's the connection that matters. Researchers found that people who have plantar fasciitis have measurably weaker, smaller intrinsic foot muscles than people who don't. Weak feet aren't a coincidence of the condition. They're part of the cause. So what happens when you actually let your feet work again? The numbers are striking. In one study, about 6 months of daily activity in minimal, flat footwear increased foot strength by an average of 57%. Other studies, using MRI and ultrasound, show gains of 18 to 57% in the size and strength of those foot muscles over just 12 to 24 weeks. And for the heel pain specifically, high-load strengthening, like slow heel raises with a towel bunched under your toes, outperformed the stretching everyone's been told to do. I'll be honest with you, because that's how we do it on this channel. No giant study has yet proven that minimalist shoes flat-out cure plantar fasciitis. But the mechanism is sound, the strength data is real, and it matched my own experience exactly.
If you want to try this, you're looking for 3 things in a shoe: zero drop, meaning the heel and the toe sit at the same height, a wide toe box so your toes can actually spread, and a thin, flexible sole so your foot can feel the ground and do its job. We've linked the pair I recommend in the description below. And if you don't want to spend much at all, here's the budget secret. Plain, flat canvas shoes, like Vans, are nearly flat and work great as a starter.
Scan the QR code on your screen or tap the link to see the pair I use.
Now, the mistake I promised you, and this is the one that sends men straight from heel pain into a brand new injury. Do not throw out your padded shoes tonight and switch to flat shoes tomorrow. When you drop the heel down to 0, you suddenly load your Achilles tendon and calf through a much bigger range than they're used to. Switch too fast, and you reliably get Achilles tendinitis or a calf strain. The research is clear. The risk is highest in the first 4 weeks, and highest for people coming out of shoes with a big heel. Your feet spent decades getting weak. You do not fix that in a weekend.
So, here's how to do it the right way. Start by just wearing the flat shoes around the house, walking only, 20 to 30 minutes a day. Increase your time in them by only about 15 to 20% a week. Give it 8 to 16 weeks before you do anything hard in them.
If flat shoes are good, barefoot is the purest version of the whole idea. Nothing between your foot and the ground. Every one of those little muscles firing. For my money, barefoot walking on safe surfaces did more for my heel than any shoe I ever bought. But use your head about where you do it. I do plenty of my walking and easy work barefoot at home, on grass, on the carpet. What I do not do is train barefoot in the gym, because I've dropped enough heavy plates over the years to know exactly how that story ends. Strengthen your feet barefoot where it's safe. Protect them where it isn't.
Quick note for those of you who lift, and then we'll move on. This is the same reason serious lifters deadlift and squat in flat, hard-soled shoes, or barefoot. A soft, cushioned heel compresses under a heavy bar. It gives, and you leak power and stability, right when you need the ground most. Purpose-built lifting shoes have a hard, flat bottom for exactly this reason, but a pair of Vans or Converse does the same job for a fraction of the price. Flat feet on a hard floor move more weight. Your feet were the original performance footwear.
One honest word of caution before we finish. This approach is not for everyone, everywhere, all at once. If you have diabetes or any nerve issues in your feet, if you're dealing with an acute injury or a significant foot deformity, talk to a professional before you experiment with going flat or barefoot. This channel is education, not a doctor's visit. Be smart, not just bold.
Strong feet are the foundation, but they hold up a body that also needs to be strong from the ground all the way up. If you're ready to build that body with a simple, proven plan and no gimmicks, I put our entire beginner strength framework into a free 18-page guide. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or tap the link in the description, and download it. It's completely free. It's the exact roadmap that took me from limping in the morning to deadlifting 475 pounds at 60.
So let's bring it home. The more cushion, more support story is mostly marketing, not medicine. Your feet are muscles that got weak inside padded shoes, and like any muscle, they rebuild when you train them. Go flatter, go slower, strengthen your calves, and earn barefoot where it's safe. I threw my $200 shoes in a donation box, and my feet feel 20 years younger. If this helped you, hit that like button, subscribe to Masters of Iron, and drop a comment. Are you a cushion person, or are you ready to free your feet? I read them all. Train smart and stay strong.